Good morning, everybody. Here we go, the next part of Philip Pullman's The Firework Maker's Daughter. The headman of the village struck a light and lit a scented candle in a paper boat, which he floated out onto the lake. The incense made the air sweet and rich. Very soon, other paper boats were floating out to join it. And then a little child pointed at the treetops on the far side of the dark lake and said, "Moon!" The full moon was rising, and as it rose, the music rose too. The gongs and the xylophones and the cymbals all summoning the goddess from the lake. And then she was there, though no one had seen her arrive. It was as if she'd come when they were looking away, and when they looked back, they saw her, though no one had really looked away. She was floating to the shore on a raft of water lilies, a beautiful lady in a robe the colour of the moon, with silver wings and amulets and a necklace of jasmine flowers. One after another, the villagers bowed to her and asked her for help. This woman for a sick child, that man for a good harvest, these lovers for a blessing on their marriage. The goddess rebuked some for asking too much, though she never refused anyone in need. And when they had all finished and the goddess was about to depart, Chilak gathered his wits and shook his head because he was a little dazzled by her beauty, and he thrust his way to the water's edge and knelt down. And here is a picture of the beautiful goddess. "Goddess," he said, "please hear me too." But before the goddess could answer, hands took him roughly and hauled him away. "What are you doing, stranger?" "Away with him! Defiling the lake? Who is he? Who gave him permission? Stone him! Turn him out!" Chilak struggled. He could see Hamlet raising his trunk and shifting his feet, and he knew the elephant was getting angry. "No," he cried. "Listen, I've got a special request. Let me just ask the goddess." The high priest looked down, frowning. His face was shadowed and stern. "How dare you come to this sacred place?" he said. "The goddess of the lake is not to be disturbed by your frivolous requests. Take him away. No, she shall not hear you. Be thankful we let you go with your life. Take him to the village boundary, and if he comes back, punish him." Over the noise of the shouts and the struggle, there came a sound like a mighty trumpet, and everyone fell still in fear. Chilak was frightened as well, though he knew what it was, for when Hamlet trumpeted, it meant he had nearly lost his temper. But before anyone could move, the goddess herself spoke. Her voice was soft and low, like the murmur of waves on a beach at night. "What is the cause of all this commotion? Stop fighting at once. It is good of you to protect me from embarrassment, High Priest, but I should like to hear from this young man and to see his friend the elephant. Come down to the water, both of you." Chulak looked at Hamlet and saw that the great beast was embarrassed as well. Hamlet stepped through the crowd, being very careful not to tread on any toes, and he knelt down next to Chulak on the sand. The slogans daubed him daubed on him were very clear in the moonlight. The goddess read them and asked Hamlet to turn around and show his other side. Eat at Rambash's Jungle Grill. Chang loves lotus blossom. I thought I'd washed that all off, Chulak said. I think it's charming, said the goddess. And that is where we're going to end today. 2 messages. Number 1, keep smiling. And number 2, keep reading. And I'll post the next part next week.